Welcome everyone to another edition of Kids Worship Online. I am Mr. Tyler, you are you, and we are so excited to have you here today again with us online. Guys, it has been an amazing week. A lot of you are probably getting ready to start school this week. I want you to know I'm praying for you, but every great summer has to end with what I consider to be one of the greatest weeks of the year, and that is Shark Week. That's right, Shark Week. It was an amazing week. I love Shark Week. There's few things I get more excited about. My kids and I, man, we watched all of the Shark Week episodes. We learned more about sharks. And this weekend, as I'm getting ready to tell all you guys this, my boys and I are going on an adventure down to the beach with the goal of catching a shark. That's right. So jump over onto Facebook and Instagram. We're going to be posting a picture of it there. If we catch a shark, we'll have some updates of us down on the beach doing that. Hopefully we catch a shark because, you know, our whole series this month is called Indescribable. Your Creator Has No Limits. And if there's anything in this great, amazing world that God has created that is more indescribable, it is sharks, because they are just amazing, right? I mean, the teeth and the big, some of them are humongous, and some are really little. I didn't even know that. I learned this week during Shark Week. There's some fish, some sharks that are like the size of my hand. I don't even remember the name of them. But everyone loves sharks, so I hope you guys have had a great week. I've got some huge announcements. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video, because we have some just breaking news coming live to you that we want you to hear about at the end of this video. But before we can do that, what are we learning about this month? Well, our Life App, which if you remember, a Life App is something God does in us to change the world around us. And our Life App this month is none other than creativity. That's right. And creativity can be defined as, let me find my definition. I'm going to get it any moment now. Creativity. Oh boy, we're really organized. Oh, where'd it go? I had it right here in front of me. And now, there it is. Imagining what you could do because you're made in God's image. Imagining what you could do because you're made in God's image. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget. Well, I thought before we did anything else this week, we could check in with two amazingly creative guys that I know and see what they think about creativity. Go ahead and watch our good friend, MC Haggis.
Hey there, I'm MC Haggis, and this here is my beatboxing partner, Seamus McFamous. Say hi to him, Seamus. All right. This month is about creativity. Imagining what you could do because you are made in God's image. Now, if you know me and Seamus' work, you're probably thinking about the phrase creative genius. Am I right, Seamus? Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you look up creative genius in the dictionary, it's not there, because it's 2 words. Anywho, me and Seamus have been trying to think of a way to show creativity, and we got nothing. I mean, we tried all kinds of things to spark some creativity. For instance, we took some tinfoil and some electrical tape and some toilet paper rolls, and we put them together, and we made a little rocket. And the result? Yeah. I mean, not a hint of creativity, though. And look at this. Ugh. We didn't just bake some cookies. We baked cookies that included our favorite snacks in them. We made cookies with beef jerky bits, and cheesy puffs, and French fries, but, mouth-watering, but no spark of creativity. We even knitted socks for sheep. I know, it's weird. Even the sheep were like, I'm not wearing those. We even played some intense games of math bingo. That's where someone calls out the math problem and you try to find the answer on your bingo card. Okay, the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, yeah. Still, no creative ideas. Hey. I guess I'll just eat one of these original recipe cookies. The ones with the popcorn are my favorite. They're very creative, Seamus. Hey, creative? What was I thinking? Up into the... Kick it! We've all got capacity for brain productivity, imagination proclivity to imagine what we could do because we're made in God's image. Creativity. Word. Oh, wow. Okay. On behalf of me and Seamus, I'd like to apologize for not thinking we were creative. I mean, look at this. Yeah. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to have one of these cookies, too. Oh.
Hey.
Yeah. What is this flavor? Hey! Oh, dog food! Hey.
Oh, wow. MC Haggis never, ever disappoints. Let me tell you what, he never, ever disappoints. Well, guys, I thought, this week we're looking at creativity, and our bottom line for this week is this. God created you for a purpose. That's right. God created everything in the world for a purpose, and that includes each and every one of you and me. We have a purpose on earth. And so I thought before we go any further, maybe we could play a little game that I like to call Mystery 10. That's right. Here's how this game is going to work. As you know, I just told you, God created everything to have a purpose, and that's what we're going to be looking at today in our lesson. A lesson about someone named Esther. That's right. So stay tuned for that. But God, when he created all of creation, he allowed animals to make very specific noises. Okay? And I learned this week during Shark Week that sharks have this amazing ability to hear sounds in the water. And they can identify certain sounds through vibration patterns, or I don't know, there's some sensors in the front of their snout. My kids could probably tell you better. But God designed them that when they hear certain sounds, they know, oop, that's something that I maybe want to eat. If they maybe hear splashing in the water, maybe it's a seal that's injured and they're like, oop, that's something I can eat, or an injured fish. Or they hear other sounds and they know, oh my goodness, that's an orca that's going to try to eat me, Mr. Shark, and so I'm going to swim away. And so all animals have different ways of making noises or sounds that allow them to maybe sound more intimidating, to scare away other predators, or to maybe mimic something so that their prey comes closer to them. Well, I thought, how much fun would it be to play a game called Mystery Tune, where Mr. Tyler has to sing some famous children's songs to you, but only by purposefully singing them using animal noises. That's right. There's a good chance I'm going to start laughing while we make this because I practiced a few minutes ago and it's harder than it sounds. So here's how this game's going to work. I am going to sing a song making a certain animal noise. I will tell you the animal noise I'm going to make before I sing each song. And you as a group have to decide what is the name of that song. So I'll sing it for 4, 5, 10, 15 seconds, however long I can keep a straight face. Some of these are really funny. And you as a group, if you think you know the answer, name that song. So you'd have to yell out, oh, that's the name of the song, Jesus Loves Me. That's not actually one of them on here, but maybe we'll do that one as a bonus question. All right, so Mystery Tune as sung by Mystery Animal Sounds. Our first song will be sung by Mr. Chicken. All right, let me get the tune in my head. I can't stop laughing. All right, Papa Gnome, help me. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here's a song as sung by a chicken. Block, 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 block. Block, 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 block. Block, 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 block. What was the name of that tune? Ooh, this is bad. What is it? If you said Mary had a little lamb, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. That was a chicken singing Mary had a little lamb. All right, let's sing the next song. As sung by a dog. Ruff, 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 ruff. Ruff, 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 ruff. Ruff, 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 ruff. Ruff, 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 ruff. Ooh! I threw a little howl in there. The name of that song is none other than Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Hopefully you got that one Correct. All right, next song. Has anyone gotten both of them correct? All right, let's see. What is the next song? We'll do 2 or 3 more. Some of these are hard. This is a song sung. I'm going to mark them off as I do them here. All right. This song is As Sung by a Cat. Mystery tune. Name that song as sung by a cat. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. What song is that? If You're Happy and You Know It. That's right, meow like a cat. All right, great job. Let's do another one. Oh, this song is sang by Mr. Owl. So all of our first friends down there, maybe you can sing this with me like Owlie would. Hoo, 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 hoo. Owlie is an amazing, if you don't know Owlie, you just need to go watch any of our first friends videos because our good friend Mr. Owlie makes an appearance. All right, here we go. It's so hard. Okay, here we go. Hoot, 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 hoot. Hoot, 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 hoot. Hoot, 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 hoot. Hoot, 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 hoot. Hoot, 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 hoot. Hoot, 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 hoot. You know, because an owl can turn its head around? That was Rockabye Baby. That is right. Rockabye Baby, as sung by an owl. 2 more. Oh, I've got a few to pick from here. Let's do this song. A song that everyone loves to go to sleep to at night. And what song is more peaceful than a pig? Let's sing it. Let's oink our way through this song. Here we go. Hold on. I gotta get the tune in my head. Oink, 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 oink. 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 That's right, it was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I think I got that one right. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. All right. All right, let's do this one right here. As sung by a bee. All right, as sung by a bee. Last one on our mystery tune. Name that tune as sung by an animal. This is sung by a bee. That's right, if you guessed happy birthday, that was the song. And speaking of birthdays, everyone, this past Wednesday was none other than the birthday of our amazing leader, Pastor Malcolm Marshall. Give it up for Pastor Malcolm. That's right. If you see him this week, maybe shoot him a happy belated birthday message. He had a great birthday, I hope. I'm pretty sure I sang to him as loud as I could in the office with my amazing falsetto voice. But Pastor Malcolm, happy birthday to you if you're seeing this video. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed Mystery 2, Name That Song. We had a couple more, but I'm just going to skip them because my throat is starting to hurt. You know what? Actually, no, we have one more. I've got to do this one. It's a duck singing a song. Quack, 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 quack. The wheels on the bus. That is right, as sung by an amazing duck. There we go. All right, guys. Well, like I told you, today and all this month, we are learning about creativity, which is imagining what you could do because you're made in God's image. And today we're going to learn about how God created us for a purpose. So I want you guys to go ahead and sit back, relax. We're going to check in with our old friend, see how he's doing, and then get our Bible story. Go ahead, sit back, relax, and let's see this.
Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob, and today I'm here to talk to you about creativity. Creativity is imagining what you could do because you were made in God's image. There are so many different artistic ways to be creative. And today, I hope to demonstrate just how creative I am in the culinary arts. Now you might be thinking, oh, hey Jacob, what are the culinary arts? And that's totally okay because I had to look it up too. I had no idea. So allow me to elucidate. I had to look that word up too. Okay. Basically, it's this. I'm making chocolate. Yes! Ugh. You see, I started thinking, I know I'm creative because I was created in the image of God. But what if drawing and sculpting and, art stuff isn't my thing? What if chocolate making was my thing, my purpose? And time for the last thing, the cocoa powder. In my research, I learned that chocolate comes from a bean that grows from the cacao tree, which technically means that chocolate's a vegetable. True story. Oh, this looks so good. Bon appetit. That is so good. I think I've really discovered what my purpose is. Chocolatey goodness. It's like in today's story. God had a purpose for a woman named Esther, and you're going to find out if she discovered her purpose before it was too late. Time to check the old recipe book. Oh, let's see. Chill for 4 hours. Chill for 4 hours. No, I'm kidding, obviously. It means to put it in the freezer. Just, duh. I had to look it up. And I spent 2 hours in the freezer before I realized that it meant the chocolate and not me. So, see you soon.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the Book of Esther.
Esther was the queen of Persia.
Wait, what? Queen?
Esther didn't become queen in the usual way. See, her father wasn't a king, and she wasn't from a noble family.
It's just me and cousin Mordecai.
In fact, Esther was Jewish. Many of God's people had been captured and brought to Babylon when their home, Judah, was conquered. Then Babylon was taken over by Persia. So Esther grew up in a land that wasn't her own. When Esther's parents died, her cousin Mordecai raised her as his very own daughter.
Always remember what our scriptures say. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love Him with all your strength.
One day, a new king named Xerxes came to power in Persia. He was so impulsive that he actually fired his queen Vashti simply for refusing to show up at a wild party.
She will never see me again.
When Xerxes had finally calmed down, he had realized he now had no queen.
I have no queen.
He would have to find a new one.
I must find a new one.
So the king decided to hold a contest. He ordered his officials to gather the most beautiful young women in the land and put them through an entire year of beauty treatments. Esther was one of those girls chosen.
Cousin Mordecai, what do I do?
Don't tell anyone you're from a Jewish family.
I have chosen my new queen. Drum roll. My new queen is Esther.
Me?
Assume the queenly royal crown. I might have to resize it.
Just as Xerxes had so impulsively switched queens, he also promoted a royal official named Haman higher than all of the other nobles in the kingdom.
Bow to me, you fools!
Haman was delighted when all of the officials outside the palace bowed low before him. When he discovered that Mordecai refused to bow, he was enraged.
You have to bow! Somebody make him bow!
Haman was so angry. He made a plan to destroy not only Mordecai, but all the Jews in the land. He laid it out for the king.
Your Majesty, these Jews live differently than everyone else. They don't obey your laws.
Fiddlesticks! That's just wrong.
Precisely. Give the order to destroy them.
Consider it done.
Xerxes agreed to the terrible decree. Messengers took the letter all over the kingdom.
Hear ye, hear ye. On the 13th day of the 12th month, all Jews are to be killed. Hear ye, hear ye.
When Mordecai and the other Jews discovered the horrible news, they dressed in rough clothing and wept bitterly. Mordecai sent a message to Esther in the palace, telling her what Haman had done.
You must ask the king to save our people.
Esther was devastated. She sent a response to her cousin.
No one can come before the king unless he sends for them. If I do it, I'll die, unless he reaches out his gold scepter to me.
Mordecai sent his answer right back.
You may not escape, even though you're queen. Who knows? It's possible that you became queen for just a time like this.
He's right. Here, tell this to Mordecai. Gather all the Jews. Don't eat anything for 3 days. I and my servants will fast too. Then I'll go to the king.
Esther faced an impossible dilemma, but she took 3 days to prepare her heart and her mind.
Bring my most beautiful royal robes.
Heart racing, Esther entered the throne room. Across the long hall, she saw the king seated high on the throne. Breathless, she waited for him to see her.
Please, please, please.
The king looked up. His dark eyes locked on Esther's face. And then he smiled. He reached out his golden scepter.
Thank God.
What is it, Queen Esther? I'll give you anything, up to half my kingdom.
Esther could have made her request right away, but she knew she would have a better chance if she made the king curious.
King Xerxes, if it pleases you, come to a feast I prepared today. Oh, and bring Haman.
Consider it done.
Esther created an elaborate feast for the king and his number 2 official.
Look at me, you peasants, invited to the queen's banquet.
At the meal, King Xerxes once again tried to discover what Esther wanted.
I'll give you anything, up to half my kingdom.
Once again, Esther held her ground and waited for the perfect moment.
I'd like you and Haman to come to another feast tomorrow. Then I'll answer your question.
The king agreed, and Haman spent the whole evening bragging to all of his friends.
You guys, the queen thinks I am the bomb.
But the second feast was a different story. As before, Esther prepared an incredible meal. Both Haman and the king were quick to dig in.
What do you want me to do for you? I'll give you up to half my kingdom.
Esther took a deep breath. Something told her this was the right moment.
Your Majesty, let me live. Please spare my people. We have been sold to be destroyed.
Haman paled and choked on his fillet, but the king's face flushed red with rage.
Who is the man who has dared to do such a thing?
Esther turned her gaze on Haman.
Haman is the one.
In a panic, Haman threw himself at the queen.
Totally didn't mean it. Please, please, please let me live.
You dare attack the queen? Take him away.
That very night, Haman was killed, and the king created a new order that would allow the Jews to be saved.
We will celebrate this day with great joy.
God had given Esther a surprising position in a foreign nation, and when the time was right, she would use all she had been given to save her people.
God always has a purpose. He had a purpose for Queen Esther when he put her in the right place at the right time to save her people. He had a purpose when he sent Jesus to pay for the sins of the world. And here's something you may not know. God made you for a purpose. It's true. Now, you may not have to save a bunch of people from total destruction. I don't know, or maybe you will. Who knows what God has planned for you? But I do know God has a plan and a purpose for your life, whether it be big or small. So think about it. What's your purpose? Is there something you like to do more than anything else? Like baking, or organizing, or juggling. Maybe what you like to do has something to do with your purpose. Or what about this? Is there something that you care about more than anything else? Like animals, or taking care of people, or keeping the planet clean? Maybe those things have something to do with your purpose. Whatever it is, here's the one thing to remember. God created you for a purpose. Actually, I think it would be safe to say purposes. Maybe it's something giant, like Esther, or maybe something simple, like chocolates. Didn't get it. So close, gonna keep trying. Yes! Purpose!
Wow. I love the story of Esther. You know, when we see the story of Esther, we see such a powerful, powerful story for those who see problems all around and are wondering who is going to come up with a solution. Has that ever happened to you? Maybe you're looking around and they're like, man, there are problems everywhere, and who is going to come up with a solution to this? Well, Esther, she saw a big problem and she acted so that she could help. No longer was she simply an orphan being raised by her cousin Mordecai. She was the queen of an incredibly powerful empire. And it says here, it would seem that since she was the queen of Persia, she wouldn't have any more problems. But just as we heard, that was the opposite. Actually, she had tons of problems, but thankfully her cousin was there to help her realize her mission as a queen. Let's look in Esther 4:14. Look, it's when Mordecai told Esther this, who knows? It's possible that you became queen for a time just like this. Meaning maybe God had placed Esther in the position to do something incredible, to make an impact and to take action. And what she did made a profound impact on God's chosen people, which we are still talking about and celebrating even to this day. Now here's something you guys may or may not know, and that is that God made you, each and every one, for a purpose too. Now, that might not include like being a powerful king or queen, though that would be really cool if it did. But unless maybe you're in a Disney movie, then you could be a king or queen. But regardless, no matter where you are or what you're doing, you will be in a position to take action at some point in your life and to help those around you. Even today, this week or beyond, keep your eyes open to see the problems so you can help solve them using the skills that God has given you, using your talents and your ideas. Maybe, for instance, even for you guys right now, maybe mom's car is full of trash from all the stuff going on. I mean, you're coming and going, we're having to figure out online school, going to some practices, and there's just trash. And you might say, you know what? I could help clean that up. Or maybe there's an odd smell coming from the corner of your bedroom. Oh, I think I know some boys in my house that might happen to. You know what? And because mom and dad are so stressed out about everything going on, you're like, you know what? I'm going to help solve that problem. Oop, we got something on the screen. Boop. There we go. And so you're going to help solve that. You say, I might help solve that problem. There's all kinds of opportunities that might come up. Maybe it's within school. You see that a friend on online learning is kind of struggling, and you say, hey, you know what? I'm going to help them. I'm going to make an impact in their life by maybe sending them a message and saying, hey, I know it's tough. It's tough for me too, but we can do this. Is there any way I could help you? And here's the deal. If you, excuse me, open up yourself to say, God, use me. Allow me to be used by you right now. The amazing thing about God is that he will use you. And the amazing thing, the incredible thing is you don't necessarily have to have any incredible over-the-top talents or gifts. Sometimes it's just a matter of us saying, God, here I am. Send me. Use me. And so when we open up our hearts and say, God, allow me to be used by you, he will show us this purpose of what he wants for us to do. And as you continue to get older, you'll learn more and more. And here's the incredible thing about God is you never stop learning about him. God is, like we said in the first week, indescribable. So we'll never completely understand everything. Even me, as I've continued to get older, I've learned more and more about my purpose of why God has me here and what his plans are for me. But before we can take any of those steps, we have to make the first step and be purposeful in saying, you know what? I want to be a follower of Jesus. So I'd encourage you kids, if that's something you've never done, saying, you know what? I want to have a life of purpose. I want to be like Queen Esther and have opportunities to serve God's people and to make an impact in my community and in my world. But how do I do that? Well, the first step is just saying, I want to become a follower of Jesus Christ. And we've talked about it many times, but if that's something you'd like to do, maybe asking mom or dad or asking a family member or shooting me a message, ask mom and dad to email Mr. Tyler. I would love to talk with you about that because it's so simple. It's just a matter of admitting and saying, you know what? I am a sinner and I have fallen short of the glory of God. And realizing that the wages of sin, meaning the price we have to pay because of that sin in our life, and sin is anything that separates us from God or anything that we think, say, do, or don't do that doesn't please God, that's sin. Well, the price we have to pay for that sin is separation from God. But God had a plan. He sent who? His son, Jesus, that's right, to live a perfect life. But the life, he ended up dying on the cross for our sins. But the story wasn't over when he died on the cross, because on the third day, just like was said in the Old Testament would happen, Jesus was raised from the dead, and he conquered death. And, you know, it wasn't like he's just dead and he's in the ground, he's there forever. No, he conquered death. He was raised from the dead. And he came to tell us that each and every one of us have a purpose, that if we're a follower of him, that we could go therefore and make disciples across all the nations. It talks about that in the book of Acts. And so when we put our faith in Jesus Christ, that he, through his death and resurrection and his life, that we are followers of Jesus, just like we talked about a few weeks ago, through Jesus, we can be connected with God again. And the price that we had to pay for our sin has been paid through Jesus. So if you've never made that decision, I would encourage you guys to do so, because here's the thing. God has a purpose for each and every one of you guys. Well, I want to take a moment here for us to kind of look at our big question of the week. We're going to watch the So-and-So show here in just a moment. But before we do this, I want to ask you guys this question. And you can maybe grab your indescribable journal from your pop kit. If you haven't had a pop kit, we've still got 2 more weeks to go. Let me know. We've still got a few extras of those. You can come by and get it. And but here's the question I want to ask you. What do you think your purpose could be? What do you think your purpose in this world is? I know that's a big question, right? I want to encourage you kids to maybe write down right now. I'm going to give you about 60 seconds on the clock, and I want you to write it down in your journal, or you could write it down somewhere. But I want you just to, and then maybe take some time to talk with mom or dad or grandma or grandpa. Ask some adults in your life. Ask them, what do you think your purpose in life is? And sometimes when we talk with them, it helps give us guidance on, oh, maybe that's what God's purpose is for me. Just like Queen Esther had a purpose for everything that had happened in her life, God has a purpose for you as well. So let's go ahead and talk about that now. right. I hope that was a great time for you guys of talking about purpose. Maybe your purpose that you wrote down is that I have this purpose of God has put me here on earth to help those certain, let me just start that whole sentence over there. Maybe you realize that God's purpose for you is to maybe help those who need help in some area. Maybe it's, those that are hungry and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to help find ways to feed the hungry. Or maybe it's through an organization, you're like, God has given me a purpose. My purpose is to help the needy that maybe need a home, and you're able to go volunteer with like an organization like Habitat for Humanity. So maybe you're like, my purpose is to serve others. Maybe it's God's given you the purpose of leading. And so you realize, man, people naturally listen to me. So I need to be intentional about how I lead people and making sure that I'm making the right choice and asking God to give me guidance on how I'm going to lead others. There's all kinds of amazing opportunities for you to realize the purpose God has for you. And here's the thing I want you to hear. Your purpose is unique to you. It's not going to be the same as what Mr. Tyler's purpose is. It's not going to be the same as what Papa Gnomes is. Papa Gnomes is just to sit here. Well, he's not a person, so it doesn't really matter. He's an innate object. But anyway, we all have a unique purpose that God has designed us for. And I get so excited when I think about each and every one of you kids and the purpose that God has for you. I see in a lot of you, even right now today, I see you doing these amazing things. And some of you might not even realize it, but I see you, whether it's through your artwork or some of you in some of your sports or extracurricular activities, or how you love your family and your siblings, or even just your knowledge that some of you have about certain subjects. I'm like, man, God has a purpose for that kid because of that wiring, that unique wiring that he has put in your head and through you. And so I hope that all of you have a great opportunity today to talk about what you think your purpose could be. Before we go any further, I have one more video I want to show us, but then remember, stay to the end because we've got a huge announcement. But before we do anything else, it's time for the So-and-So Show.
Hey, John, have you seen my DigiPet? John? Dear Brandon, please read the poem on the desk directly into the camera. All right, easy enough. Where to look? Where to look? I know not where to look. Sorry, start from the beginning. Where to look? Where to look? I know not. It's weird. Sorry. All right, one more time. Where to look? Where to look? I know not where to. Where should I look? Where to looky look? You know what? Okay, I got this. Here we go. Where to look? Where should I look? Where should I look? Looky, looky, look. Looky, 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 look. Looky, looky, look. Look. Where should I look? Where should I look? Where should I look? Look. Ah! Looky, 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 look.
I love poetry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the So-and-So Show. I'm Brandon.
And I'm John.
What are we talking about today, John?
Purpose.
Purpose.
And my purpose today, Brandon, is to help you relax by providing soothing yet enjoyable sounds for you and your viewers to listen to.
Soothing, huh?
Yes. Soothing.
John. John. John!
What?
Can you stop? Can you take the microphone away from your face? Turn it off or something?
Why?
Just please do it.
Fine.
What's the problem?
You're making a bunch of mouth noises into a microphone.
Well, yes, Brandon. I am. It's called ASMR, which stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. It's all the rage on the World Wide Webs.
Mouth noises?
Yeah. You got a problem with mouth noises?
Everyone has a problem with mouth noises. They're gross.
Well, Brandon, you're really not going to like the game I had planned.
Why?
It's called What's John Eating?
No!
The game is simple. You'll wear these headphones so you can listen to me eat food over the microphone. Then you'll use the food cards in front of you to guess what I'm chewing. You can play at home too, because you'll be able to hear exactly what Brandon hears. You ready, buddy?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Brandon?
Yes.
Then let's begin. Food item number 1.
I don't know, a hard-boiled egg?
You are incorrect. It's chocolate pudding. Food item number 2.
Okay. I don't know. It's a carrot.
Oh, so close. It was celery. I thought you'd get that one. I'm sorry, it was stringy.
All right, go.
Okay. Food item number 3.
I don't know, chocolate pudding.
Wrong again. It's cereal.
It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Kellen. Brandon doesn't like my relaxing ASMR mouth noises, and I thought it was my purpose.
Okay.
Kellen, please just move on with your story.
Sure thing, man. Well, today I want to talk about an incredibly brave and creative woman. In fact, there's a whole book of the Bible devoted to her story, and her name was Esther. And today we're going to tell it in another edition of Human Head Puppet Theater. Esther's people, the Jews, were living in the country of Persia because the Jewish nation had been conquered in battle. The king of Persia was a guy named...
I can say my own name, thank you.
Sorry, my bad.
Yes, you're bad. I am Xerxes, king of Persia. You may continue.
Thanks. King Xerxes was looking for a wife, and after searching for the most beautiful woman in the kingdom, he chose, you guessed it, Esther.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Esther!
Hello! I am Esther, the new queen.
A so-and-so show player. Oh, man.
Don't be rude.
Okay.
You may continue.
Now, King Xerxes had an official who he placed in a very important position. That man was Haman.
Did you hear that, world? I'm Haman, and I'm important.
But Haman was not a nice guy. The king commanded that people bow down to Haman when he walked by, and everyone did. Well, almost everybody.
I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. Hey, you!
Who, me?
Yes, what's your name? Why are you not bowing?
My name is Mordecai, and I'm not bowing because I don't want to.
Oh, that makes my mustache curl.
Haman was so angry. He made a plan to get back not just at Mordecai, but all his people, the Jews. Haman convinced the king that the Jews were evil, and the king issued an order to have the entire nation wiped out. But what Haman didn't know was that Mordecai had a very famous relative.
Dear Queen Esther, it's me, your cousin, the guy who practically adopted you, remember? I don't know if you know this, but the king issued a decree that all of our people should be wiped out on the 13th day of the 12th month. It's because of this villain, Haman. Is there anything that you can do, Mordecai?
Oh. Dear Mordecai, this is horrible. But what can I do? You know there's a law that says no one can approach the king without being sent for. If I do, I could die. Although, there is a chance the king could hold out his gold scepter if I approach. If he did that, my life would be spared. But I'm not sure what to do. Esther.
I know you're frightened. We all are. But you may be our only hope. This could be your purpose. Who knows? It's possible that you became queen for a time just like this.
Gather all the Jews together. Go 3 days without food or drink. Then I will go to the king, and if I have to die, I'll die.
Mordecai did as Esther suggested. He gathered the Jews together, and they didn't eat or drink for 3 days. All they could do was wait and hope. On the 3rd day, Esther went to see the king.
King Xerxes?
What? Esther? What is it, Queen Esther? Do you have a request? Anything you want, I'll give it to you.
I've prepared a feast, and I would like for you to come. Oh, and invite Haman.
Food. I like food. Yes, it's a date. Haman!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Queen Esther has prepared a feast. Would you like
Yes! Yes! I'm going to eat with the king! Because I'm special.
The feast happened just as Esther had planned. It went so well that Esther asked the king and Haman back the next day for a second feast. That's when she made her move.
What a delicious feast, my queen. Now tell me, what can I give you? Anything you want, up to half my kingdom.
Your Majesty, I hope you will be pleased to let me live. Please spare my people. It has been ordered that we be wiped out.
What?
Oh, the candles!
Who dares do such a thing?
It was him, Haman.
What? I would never. You're Jewish. I didn't. How could I know? This is just a misunderstanding.
Why, you little...
Oh, no.
Guards! Seize this man!
No! Oh, drat.
I decree that all your people be spared.
Hooray! Thank you, God.
Esther had a purpose, and because of her bravery, she was able to fulfill that purpose and save her people from the wicked Haman. The end.
That is an epic story, Kellen.
Isn't it?
Yeah, God used her to save a whole nation. Now that's what I call purpose.
Yeah, and we all have that same opportunity.
To save an entire nation?
No! Well, I don't know, maybe. That's what's so exciting. God put us all exactly where we are and made us all so unique. Who knows how you may impact the world?
Man, that is inspiring.
Very cool, Kellen. Thank you.
You got it. See you guys.
Well, now I've just got to figure out what my purpose is. Because it's apparently not mouth noises.
Maybe not, but I mean, come on, I know some of your purposes.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you're funny, you're a good friend, and you help share the mysteries of God with, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people every week.
Millions?
Sure, why not? And you've got one other purpose that I can think of.
What's that?
It's to reveal the question.
Oh, yeah. What do you think your purpose could be? That's a cool question, because you all have one.
Yeah, and the sky's the limit. It could be anything. Just think about how God has wired you and see what you come up with.
Or ask someone else who knows you really well. Hey, ask God, too.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, but whatever you think it is, we hope you have fun talking about it.
Yeah, until next time, I'm Brandon.
And I'm John, and this was The So-and-So Show.
All right, thank you, So-and-So Show. All right, time for announcements. First of all, great job, those of you that have been participating in our weekly challenges. Don't forget to look in your pop kit to see what this week's weekly challenge is. Create that, post it on social media, or email it to Mr. Tyler to get your chance to win your indescribable devotional. Some of you are going to be getting one of these in the mail. I've been drawing some names kind of randomly, and I'll be sending those out to you. All right, here is the big news that I want everyone to hear. I've got 2 dates I want all of you to hear. First date, and your parents are going to be getting an email soon with all this information, but I wanted you kids to hear this. On September 13th, September 13th is about a month away. We are going to be having a very, very special day. We are having first grade Bible presentation. Yeah! So for all of you kiddos that were in kindergarten last year and you're getting ready to move up to first kids, this is your day. So you're going to be getting some information both in the mail, and then also you're going to be getting an email from Mr. Tyler. Your parents will get an email from me about first grade Bible. We want to celebrate you guys by giving you your very own Bible. We have a new one this year. It looks a little different from past years. We're going to be giving each and every one of you one of these, but you have to register to get your Bible to make sure that we know you're coming. If you can't be here on that day, we will still give you a Bible. We'll just have to coordinate that with you. So parents, if you have not received an email by the end of, by the August 23rd, if you have not received an email about first grade Bible, or if you have not received something in the mail, please reach out to me at tyler.scott@hfbc.org, and we will get that information to you. We want to make sure that any first grader that wants to be a part of first grade Bible will be able to get their Bible. So this is for students that are currently in first grade. This last May they had been in kindergarten, now in first grade. So there's that date. I got another date for you. Actually, 2 more. August 23rd. August 23rd, we are starting in-person worship services at the church again. We're going to have services at 9:30, 11, and 12:30. Now, unfortunately, we won't have kids ministry quite yet. We're just going to be worshiping with our families downstairs. But make sure, I would love for all you kiddos, if your families are where you can and you feel comfortable, to come on down. We're going to have some face coverings on as we come in and out of the building and that stuff, and some sanitizer to help keep everyone safe. But Mr. Tyler and my family, we would love to see you guys on August 23rd as we get ready to start worshiping in person again. And the last date that I want everyone to hear, drum roll please, September 27th, kids worship is happening in this room again. Yes! Come on, everybody! Celebrate! 7 months. That's right. September 27th, we will be having kids worship, not 1, not 2, but 3 straight hours here in the loft. That means you can come at 9:30, you can come at 11, or you can come at 12:30. Any of those times, we'll be doing the same service all 3 times. If you want to stay for 2 services, stay for 2 services. It'd be amazing. Parents, we're going to be sending you information about how that's all going to work. We're going to have opportunities for you guys to register, and we're going to be socially distanced like we need to. More information is coming, but I wanted you guys to hear from Mr. Tyler first. September 27th, we are getting ready to start kids worship in person again. Yes, I'm so excited. Now, some of you might be asking, well, Mr. Tyler, I don't know if my family will be able to come. Maybe we have a family member that sometimes gets sick and we're not quite sure we can come to church yet. No worries. We're going to continue to do kids worship online. And I'm actually looking into some ways of actually streaming what we do in kids worship live, streaming it on the web so that even if you're not in the room, you can still be a part of just what all happens. Because you know, when kids worship happens in person, we're going to have some amazing games. We're going to have some incredible Bible lessons and stories. We're going to have some crazy skit characters. And there's probably just going to be some moments of pandemonium, like when Papa Noam got stuck in the ceiling. You just never know. But on September 27th, all of that is coming back in person. To all of my current 6th graders, my 5th graders from last year, the kids that are moving up to the hub, sad day. I'm going to miss you guys. But here's my deal. You're going to be getting a special invitation from me. I want, if you are a current 5th grader, you are welcome to come to Kids Worship Live here at the church on September 27th. Come to any of the services. During that service, we're going to be throwing a little block party for everyone. And part of that block party is going to be celebrating you, our former 5th graders that are now 6th graders in the hub. We're going to be celebrating you during that service. And then you will actually start in the hub on October 4th, the following Sunday. So 6th graders, you're welcome to come because we want to have some closure. We are going to have our famous class ring ceremony that we have every year. If you've been here for that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So 5th graders, former 5th graders, current 6th graders, you're welcome to come on September 27th. We would love for you to be in kids worship as we celebrate you and send you off to the hub. Guys, I can't tell you how excited I am about all this. I mean, it's been forever and it's still a few weeks away, but parents and kids know that we are doing everything we can to keep you safe. I keep having random messages pop up on my phone. There it is. All right, we're gonna do everything we can to keep you safe. The room's gonna be clean. We're gonna be doing some temperature checks as kiddos come in. We're gonna ask you to wear a face covering as you come in. Then once you're seated, you can remove that face covering if needed. We're gonna be kind of spaced out. We're gonna be spaced out with hula hoops, I think, or fanoodles. We're still working that all the details out. No, we're not having a fanoodle fight. We're not gonna have sword fights with fanoodles. But guys, I can't wait to see everyone. We are just gonna have a blast being together again. So that is all I have for this week. Don't forget to post and send us your week 3 challenge. We look forward to seeing you guys soon. And know Mr. Tyler loves you, but more importantly, God made each and every one of you for a purpose. Pray and ask God that, man, what is my purpose in life? And we will see you guys next week. Bye!
No. We knocked the big on his jaws. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
I don't know what that is. Your boat's good.
Tyler Scott caught that.
Oh my god. Look at his eyeballs.
Well, Tyler, can you just send me stuff when you're done?
Okay, watch out, guys.
I don't know what mine is.
Love on him, be a little gentle. We're gonna need to see the teeth on that guy. All right, guys, come here. You can touch the back of it. Hey, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna pick it up.
Can I touch it?
Come around the back.
Oh, wow, touch it.
Shark wing! Yeah! No, don't put your fingers in front of it. What kind is that? I don't know, is it a black tip?
That's a black tip. That's a black tip. That's a black tip.
All right, Cap, kiss the fish. Kiss the fish. Hey, wait, kiss it. No, kiss it. Oh! All right, everybody say bye, Mr. Fish. Cohen, touch it. Cohen, touch it. All right, touch it. Touch it.
Okay, everybody out of the water so we can find
Give me a good pick. Here, tell me your feeling. Go. All right, guys. Just finished catching probably the biggest shark ever caught in the Surfside area. I mean, it was anywhere from him to here. We told you we'd catch a shark. God's indescribable creation. Even sharks have a purpose, but so do you kids.
Did you just say sharks?
Sharks. All right. I'm exhausted from that battle of that. That was a what? 15? 20 footer, 20 footer at least.
There were teeth everywhere.
I mean, thousands of
that
teeth.
was a man-eater.
Probably a new species we just discovered.
Megalodon.
All right.
It was the mag.
First kids out.